I wanted to hop on and tell you my story. So I've struggled with spots and blemishes for years, most of my adult life, and I started when I was about 13 or 14. It was fine then because everyone else had spots, and it just felt like a rite of passage. It only really started to bother me when I got to university, and then subsequently when I first had my kind of graduate job. And I remember just feeling very uncomfortable in the office. You're already conscious that everybody else there has been there longer than you have. And you know, I remember sitting on my desk and I'd like cover my face up like this, or like trying to avoid photos, or just generally just feeling uncomfortable in my skin and not particularly confident. That kind of came to a head when I went to a buyer's meeting, went to meet a buyer, and the first thing that the buyer said when I walked into the room was, "Oh, I can see they've sent their baby to do the bidding." Immediately smashed my confidence. And it just makes you think that everyone's thinking that, even though chances are they really aren't. But yeah, so I was just very uncomfortable, and it just didn't look like it was going to stop. So I set about trying to solve the problem myself. So I went to most of the places you can think that you go and buy skin cream. Nothing didn't even help. It made it worse, right? So it inflamed my skin, made the blemishes even redder, and created ones where they hadn't been before. So that did the opposite of what you want it to do. At my kind of most desperate, I went to the NHS and I went on a course of antibiotics. And at first that dried out my skin, which had the desired effect because that's effectively what's causing it. But then my mental health got really bad, and I just remember it just completely changed my way of thinking. I wasn't myself, and I thought, you know what, I don't like having spots, but it's not worth this. So I'd given up, and I just thought, well, you know, maybe I'll be like this until I'm in my 30s or whatever, and at some point they might leave me alone. But I'd given up. And then one day through the post, my grandma sent me this little pot of cream, and she said, it had with it a little handwritten note that said, this is a local product, and everyone's going mad for it, and apparently it's amazing on spots and acne. Her neighbour Shirley had told her about it. So first thing that she thought of was me, which is like, thanks, Grandma. But anyway, she sent me this stuff. I, obviously was very grateful. And I put it to one side because I thought, well, all it's going to do is make my skin worse. And I've got a big couple of days coming up, so I don't want that. Then I was going to Spain on a business trip, and I thought, well, at the very least, what it'll do is it'll act as an effective after sun. So I took it with me and used it for 3 or 4 days when I was out there. And whilst I was using it, I thought, well, this is nice. But then I was amazed because when I came home, my spots, my blemishes had gone, completely vanished. The redness was completely reduced, and more than that, my skin, well, no, that's massive. That was massive for me. But on top of that, my skin started to kind of glow and look really hydrated for the first time. And I thought, well, wow, what is this product? I remember actually then going to the pub 2 days afterwards, and a girl that I've known for 20 years pulling me to one side and saying, what have you done to your face? Your skin looks amazing. So from then I was an avid user of this cream. It came in this little package, but I thought, then I started thinking, well, who's behind this? Like what brand is it? I want to know more. So I set about trying to find who that was. A long search, but effectively found the guy. And it was a scientist in the north who'd been practicing mixing things together for 30 years. And one day had mixed these two ingredients together. And he bonded them in a way that no one else had. So he patented his invention and he was trying to make it work in water processing. So cleaning huge volumes of water. And it wasn't effective in that because it was just too expensive to do on any sort of scale. But he knew he had something in what he'd done. So he patented it, held it for years, and tried it in different things. So he tried it in like veterinary services, he tried it in all these different applications. But they really noticed is when they were doing stuff with it, everything that they touched, just like their skin just became so much better. It was like hydrated, and it really helped heal things, eczema, scarring, things like that. So they eventually tested it in skincare. And whilst they'd done it in a small way, they'd tested it around their area. It was when we got together, we got chatting, and I said, I think we should do something together. And we launched 47 Skin, and it's gone from there. Since then, we sell internationally. We've helped over 100,000 people. And that's really what it's all about. It's all about helping people who are stuck. And for me, it was acne and blemishes, but so many reviews we get of rosacea, eczema, all these different problems, these skin concerns that are affecting people on a day-to-day basis. And and this product really, really works, and it really, really helps people, and that's the mission of the brand.